This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Digital India and enhancing digital payments in the country. The participants are Jiten Kumar Jain, cyber expert, and Rajesh Laikh, anchor.
Jiten, what is the primary motivation behind Prime Minister Modi's push for promoting digital payments at the YouTube Manifest India 2023?
I think primarily, if you see, Prime Minister was addressing very vibrant committee of 5,000 most influential YouTubers in India who have been making a world-class videographic content telling India stories to the globe using the YouTube short videos and YouTube long video formats. And he basically was trying to thank them and acknowledge their contribution in creating a very strong social media campaign, transforming the entire society by running a social media campaign for Swachh Bharat. How YouTubers across India posted stories of people trying to help in cleanliness of cities, making cities clean, making their homes clean, inspiring other people not to do public defecation, keep the public gardens, public areas clean. In a way, contributing Prime Minister's personal efforts and government efforts to create Swachh Bharat, a clean India, and change India's global image. So that was one of the major remarks by the Prime Minister, where he thanked the entire YouTube community for contributing significantly in our social transformation of Swachh Bharat campaign.
So Jiten, how will the digital payments contribute to the country's economic growth and development?
So second point what he made was the ongoing contribution and the significant contribution by the YouTubers who have been making videos about digital payments in India, about the power of social media to inspire people to use digital payment ecosystem UPI in India. We saw the YouTube short video, Instagram video of German foreign minister trying to access UPI, and I'm really impressed by it going viral. We have seen many diplomats across the world in India using UPI and just getting shocked by the very ease and simplicity of that payment method. So there are many people who have shared stories, especially in the rural areas, that how rural villages, poor people have been using UPI-based apps for collecting and distributing payments, which has created a digital revolution in India. We have seen stories of how even rehdi walas who are selling golgappas, chaats are also using, and vegetable sellers are using UPI to collect and give payments. So in a way, today we are contributing to almost 46% digital transactions across the world. And he acknowledged that it has happened because of the awareness and the inspirational videos created by YouTube community on their platforms by telling India's payment success story to the world, which has brought UPI to the world stage. Now, he also mentioned that time has now come that we should make more such videos in the local languages, multilingual videos, so that we can inspire further people to use this payment ecosystem safely and effectively with the entire digital safety in place. Because we have seen many incidents of digital frauds happening, cyber groups stealing the money from people, defrauding poor people and farmers in the rural areas. So he was requesting YouTube community to now start making videos in the local and regional languages with digital safety in mind to inspire more and more people to use UPI and other digital payment ecosystems in India.
You very rightly said that even at the G20, the world leaders were quite enamored and focused on the success of UPI that India has achieved and how well it has been used.
Who could have thought a decade ago that world's leading innovation hubs like Dubai and Singapore will be asking Government of India to provide and launch UPI framework in their countries?
Absolutely.
Life has come full circle. We have truly arrived on the global stage. Our digital public infrastructure today in the financial sector, UPI, Aadhaar and DigiLocker, is truly a world-class ecosystem available in the world. We have absolutely no match, no competition across the world in this sector.
So, Jiten, in light of this, how does promoting digital payments align with the goal of financial inclusion?
It does. See, there are three things government has done. A Digital India campaign, as Prime Minister has multiple times said, it was not supposed to benefit only the urban areas and the urban elites. It was meant to make the life of poor people and rural economies simpler in India. The dividends of the digital ecosystem has to go to the every person in the society, especially those who are standing at the last leg of our society. So he has done three things. A, all the public services, right from all sort of certificates, subsidies, applications, tenders, everywhere were made available online, so that people didn't have to come to urban cities, stand in the queues, go to office, bribe bureaucrats and get the simple certificates and make their life successful. Everything of that sort has come to an end. We have got the highest number of smartphones used in the world. India has got the most high speed and the cheapest data available in the world today. We have ensured and created that we connect every village and panchayat with a high-speed optic fiber network. So you have got high-speed internet in all villages. You have got smartphones. You have got e-seva kendras. So you created an ecosystem where even rural people, the people who are at the marginal part of society or the last leg of society, are also the equal beneficiary of this Digital India campaign. Now, second thing what it did, that in last 7 to 8 years, Government of India has run a flagship campaign for financial inclusion by opening 40 crore Jan Dhan accounts. 400 million, of course. So now when you bank 40 crore people who were unbanked till 75 years of our independence, you are in a way bringing 40 crore people, the first time users of banking ecosystem in India. Now those 40 crore people have got a formal bank account. They are no more dependent on those local people who are exploiting them by giving some gold loans and charging exploitative interest rates like 15%, 20%. They now can get government subsidies directly without bribing anyone. The entire benefits are transferred directly. There is no corruption. The loans and the subsidies are available to them for everyone without any discrimination, without any gigantic paperwork. It is made available to everyone and they can safely keep their money. So I think in a way, this 40 crore Jan Dhan accounts, high-speed internet connectivity, availability of smartphones, the availability of digital public infrastructure and digital public services for certificates, applications and everything being made available to the rural areas. I think this has significantly contributed to the digital inclusion of entire society. Now, how do you make money with that? You have made the life easier, but how do you bring money to the villages? And this was the last and the most heard significant remark of the Prime Minister in this YouTube fan fest, where he said that now YouTube community has to make videos for awareness, for inspiration, in a way boost the rural products and rural economy in India. We have to be vocal for local. We have to publicize our handicrafts, our rural products, and we have to ensure that you don't only be vocal for local, you also have to make those local products global. Now, this is possible today because you see, in last, again, 10 years, we have made phenomenal progress in the Pradhan Mantri Garam Sadak Yojana. Every village today is connected by a Pakka road. You have got a high-speed internet connectivity. World-class e-commerce platforms like Amazon, Flipkart have started serving in almost all 70 to 80% of rural areas in India. Courier services have reached. So the rural market of India is now open to the world. And the products are world class. Our handicrafts, our kalins, the herbs we make in the villages are truly world class. Only thing was that distribution of them were not possible because there were no roads, there were no storage facilities, there was no distribution mechanism. So now roads are available, payment ecosystem is available, and the distribution mechanism by e-commerce and other portals are available. So this is the perfect golden age for our rural economy to showcase their product to the global world and become a part of larger e-commerce ecosystem. And this is, I think, the best financial inclusion you could dream of in India.
Okay. In light of that, my next question to you, Jiten, is that what steps are being taken to address concerns about the security of digital transactions and to prevent fraud? Along with this, how is the government educating the public on safe and secure digital payment practices?
I think in all these great things we tell about the Digital India story to the world, the only embarrassing point what one would want to discuss is the rise of cyber crimes and cyber frauds in India. A problem which has become of enormous scale, which government has not been able to tackle. They are rising every day. Our grievance redressal mechanism, our cyber security infrastructure and the bodies we have created are under tremendous strain and they are literally on the verge of a breakdown. So government has done 2-3 things, like they've opened a cybercrime.gov.in website, 1930 helpline for reporting cyber frauds. But look at the number of complaints which are coming every day, 50,000 complaints every month. And then 100-200 people manning these websites and helplines. The system is literally not working and it is really a true story and the most worrisome sign. Though government has done some significant things. For example, RBI has made it mandatory for all service users for digital payment ecosystem to send an OTP when a credit card or a debit card is swiped on an e-commerce platform or anywhere. So if there is no physical card available, an OTP has to be sent mandatorily. But they could only do it for the Indian service providers or Indian vendors. If you use your debit card today on a website of a third country, then there is no OTP required, which is a problem which government is India looking to solve. I think probably world, everybody has to come together across the world and say that, okay, fine, OTP will be made mandatory, which will reduce the frauds at least by half. Now, second problem is rise of OTP frauds for other purposes, like stealing your social media entities, stealing your banking passwords, tricking you by saying that we want to link your Aadhaar and PAN and all those things. I think the way we have digitalized our economy, we have not been able to impart cyber hygiene and digital education or digital safety awareness program at that speed to our people. So educated people people in the urban cities. Elites of our society are also falling for such frauds, which is a very worrisome sign. And I think the nucleus of this entire fraud economy and the fraud ecosystem is the availability or the possibility for these crooks or fraudsters to be able to obtain fake SIM cards and fake bank accounts in India. And that could only be stopped today in this situation when you could ensure that your KYC system is so strong that nobody is able to obtain a fraudulent SIM or by impersonation. And that can only happen when you go for a biometric enabled KYC. Fortunately, we do not have to invest anything in that thing because we have a Aadhaar based ecosystem available for the government for mass consumption for carrying out a biometric based KYC. Unfortunately, 5 years ago, Supreme Court ruled against it. But I think the times have changed. The cyber crimes have grown at least 5,000% in the last 5 years. So I think courts could also review the judgment in now this new age and new times that probably there is no other solution than to use a biometric based KYC ecosystem to stop the people from obtaining fraudulent SIM cards or opening fake bank accounts on forged documents. I think if we are able to do that, we will break the backbone of entire fraud economy, because if there is no fake SIM card, no fake bank account, you can't make a fraudulent call and you can't get money into a fake bank account. I would only suggest two things. One, people to be very, very cautious, very, very smart and aware, never ever to indulge their passwords to anyone, never give any sort of OTP to anyone. And for the poor people, we must make awareness that never rent your debit cards or Jan Dhan accounts for the people who are offering you some money.
So, no, Jiten, in light of what you're saying, can there be any collaborative efforts with banks, fintech companies or other stakeholders to promote digital payment adoption?
People are going door to door for opening Jan Dhan accounts. We have seen India Post collecting money at the doorstep. But all these things and all these awareness campaigns, cyber Jagrukta events have not stopped digital frauds because there is no technical patch for a human stupidity. A person who's giving a OTP himself does not require a technical fix. It requires a society psychological solution, awareness, safety education. So I think that can only happen when we increase the level of awareness and we ensure that fraudsters are not able to carry out the fraud.
Okay, if the government does that, then I'm sure the awareness will stop these frauds from happening. What do you think is the long-term vision of the government regarding the role of digital payments in the country's economy, and how does the Prime Minister Modi see the future of digital payments shaping up in the coming years?
In India, we initially said that government was showing down the Aadhaar card by your tongue by force. But today, everybody wants an Aadhaar card because it is making life simpler. For every KYC, you can just give an Aadhaar card and walk away. Likewise, the entire digital payment adoption in India is by choice, by comfort, not by force. This is the biggest success story. So now we all use Paytm or Bheem, UPI and everything because it is easier, it is simpler, there is no charge. Why will I use a thing like debit card which I have to carry in my purse which can be used for cloning and fraud, and then have to carry my mobile phone for an OTP and then see my bank statement every month and verify and then swipe it somewhere which somebody can, like, I can forget the pin or somebody can steal the pin. I just have to scan a QR code, I can pay. And for debit card, credit card, you end up paying 2% service charge if you're a seller. UPI is free. So I think it's by comfort, by choice, by financial benefit that people have been doing it. And it also reduces the strain on this financial ecosystem. You have to print the less currency. You have to open the less bank branches, less treasury. So it makes life of a society much simpler, much stronger and much more transparent. It gets you more taxes, it gets you more benefits. So I think the aim of the government is to ensure that 70 to 80% of our transactions happen online in a digital mode. We are already at 46-50% or 60%, I guess, and including the small transactions. So the task is to make sure that people who are unbanked get banked, people who are not using digital payment system start using it, and those who are using it, they increase the size and use. So I think it's beneficial for every section of society. So I think in long run, that is the reason this YouTube people are making those inspirational videos for people to use digital payments and making them aware of the benefits.
Correct.
And the
and they are the
costs
ones
and
who
all
will be
things.
creating awareness, help in creating awareness as well. Jiten, thank you so much for being with Akashvani.
Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on Digital India and enhancing digital payments in the country. The participants were Jiten Kumar Jain, cyber expert, and Rajesh Laikh, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 928 909 4044.